Mike Cruz. Glad you're here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody here and happy Halloween to you. We got a lot of things we can talk about, so let's go ahead and get started and see what happens. So here we go. First story is about human cat. A woman gets 20 body modifications to realize her dream of transitioning into a cat. A 22-year-old Italian woman named Chira Del Abate, aka Aiden Mod, I probably said that name wrong, wants to become a human cat. In order to realize her dream, she has got 20 body modifications done. Videos showing her body transformation have gone viral on TikTok. She has got piercings all over her body. Her body modifications include punched nostrils, upper lip piercings, and inner labia piercings. She also has her tongue split. It's crazy to see how much the human body can change and what you can actually achieve from body modifications, said Del Abate. Have always loved cats, and I think I'll look really bold and fierce as a cat lady with the right body mods, she explained. Now, I've heard of crazy cat ladies, but usually they just like to have a whole lot of cats. But this one, she wants to be a cat. I mean, I don't have anything yet, tattoos or piercings, but she wants to be a cat. She sometimes we hear about guys that want to identify as female and vice versa, but this one wants to identify as a cat. So, anybody, what do you all think about that? Who wants to jump on that one first?
She is not the first person to accomplish this. There's an actress, I can't think of her name, but I don't even think she's still alive, but I remember she got her face. She almost looked like a cat when they got finished with her. It was ridiculous. It was like, it don't make any sense. But I have seen so much. Like, I seen the cat lady. There's a group of people who call themselves demons, and they actually went and got their bones and their skull pointed out, like it had horns in their forehead, and they have tattoos all over their face, and they call themselves demons, and they say they're demons, and they got permanent nails, the painted and everything, and they do look like demons. I mean, they look scary. So I take the cat lady over the demon people.
Yeah, me too. What you think, Angela?
I think it's sickening. I think that you know too many times we want to play God instead of just accepting who He has created us to be. Like it's not a mistake that you're in the body that you're in and that you are who you are because He makes no mistakes. We just have to we have to learn how to love what we have because this right here is temporary. We better be getting that on the inside, that soul together, so we can have an eternal life. That's what people need to
Yeah.
be focused on. But I guess each his own. You got money to waste. You want to waste it on that? Then if that floats your boat, then hats off to you. And anybody else that
There,
want to become who they want to be instead of what they was born to be. Hats
or
off to
what
them.
they want to do right. Takes the definition of crazy cat lady to a whole new level, doesn't it? What do you think, Lamar?
Well, one way of saying is, let the lady be as she wants to be. The other side of that is, to each his own. The, you know, I'll just have to leave it at that. Let the lady, live as she wants to live. Here.
All righty. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Okay, let's talk about the war for a while. Everybody's talking about the war. Israel-Hamas war live. Ceasefire in Gaza will not happen, says Netanyahu. The White House on Sunday warned Israel, saying that it must protect innocent Gaza residents by distinguishing between Hamas militants and civilians. In a phone call, U.S. President Joe Biden told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that while Tel Aviv has the right to defend itself, it must do so in a manner consistent with international humanitarian law that prioritizes the protection of civilians. The war between Israel and Palestine's Hamas militant group entered its 24th day on Sunday. Over 9,000 people have died on both sides. The Hamas-led health ministry said at least 8,000 Palestinians, mostly women and children, have been killed in the retaliatory airstrikes carried out by Israeli defense forces in Gaza since October 7th. You know, it's about time that President Biden put his foot down just a little bit anyway, you know, and told them to differentiate between the Hamas terrorists and the Palestinian people. You know, there's been protests all over the world about this. Everybody's, you know, saying they quit just killing everybody there. There is a difference between the Palestinian people and Hamas. There's a big difference. So, yeah, I'm glad he finally put his foot down on that, and we'll see how that goes. Even though Netanyahu is firm, there will not be a ceasefire. And Biden still sticks with him on that too. They're saying that any ceasefire would be like giving in to Hamas. I don't get that, but that's what they say. Okay, what do you think? Kamara, you want to go first on that one?
Okay. I agree with you, Steve. I'm glad that Biden has put his foot down. But I think a bigger statement would be to say, okay, you can defend yourself, but we're not going to support you going forward in, you know, extending this war. So we're going to step up and help defend the Palestinian people because we want this war to end. And it's not right of you to carry this forward, because the only thing he's going to do is support Netanyahu, who's a right winger who wants to make this a Putin type of thing, to take over more land, and which is my issue in the first place, is that the Yiddish want to take more Palestinian land, and that's exactly what Netanyahu is doing, taking more Palestinian land. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks. What do you think, Tamala?
Well, I'm glad. I agree with you guys. I'm glad that he did say something. Like, but it just seemed like I don't know. To me, it just seemed like Biden is just going back and forth, and I'm afraid if they don't tighten up, that these people gonna be coming over here trying to do something to us sooner or later. That's just my fear. I just want them to tighten up, and I wish they would just cease all the war. But I know, and just like you said, I know that's not gonna happen no time soon. But I'm just glad. I'm glad my nephew's back in. He's back in state now, and he's not in the midst of that. He arrived back yesterday, so I'm glad of that. But we just keep praying, I guess. But that's all I have to say.
Angela? Are any protesting up your way about it?
Well, they hadn't been protesting. I hadn't seen any down here lately. When it first started, they were up off of 501 when you first come in, near when you first come into Myrtle Beach, up in Carolina Forest, up in that area. But I hadn't seen much protesting lately.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen any here lately either. That's a good sign. I'm kind of surprised since we have a university in our city, and that's usually where it happens. All righty. What do you think, Tamala?
Well, if they really, really, really want this war to stop, they will stop the Jewish leader because he is the one who said, I'm going to continue.
Yeah.
I have been watching all the different protests all over the world, and everybody is saying, stop, just stop. It's getting ridiculous. Just stop. Like, what are you trying to gain from this? What are you trying to win from this? Like, what is your end game? What is your goal? What's the purpose? Like, now it's 8,000 people gone in Gaza. That's more than how many Jewish people they have lost. And Gaza is just a small piece of Israel. So everybody's like, what else do you want? Like, just stop already. And he said, I will not. And so we have all these leaders who say they have power. We have all these leaders who keep on saying, oh, I'm in control and I got it going on. It don't look like it. It don't look like it at all. If you know he's not going to stop and you say you have the power, then show us that you have the power. Because basically, when you can say one thing and do another, and people don't, even the Bible said, God said he don't like lip service. So we're tired of lip service. Do something about it. You say you got power, do something about it. So stop him. Instead, but sometimes some of these leaders, they don't want it to stop. They love war because that's their excuse to spend money that we really don't have. So it's going to be up to these leaders. If they really, really want this to stop, it can, but it's up to them.
Yeah. And that's where the money is for all the billionaires. They own stock in the big defense companies, and the politicians have stock in it, and they get payoffs, and it's all part of the military industrial complex. President Eisenhower warned us about that, but evidently it didn't do any good. All right, anything else on that? All righty. All right, next on the agenda, exclusive leaked details of UAW sellout contract at Ford reveal pro-company deal. Since the United Auto Workers announced a tentative agreement with Ford Motor Company last Wednesday, details have begun to emerge of the pro-corporate, anti-worker character of the deal. The World Socialist website has obtained a copy of the contract proposal, which consists of 900 pages of letters of understanding between top Ford and UAW executives and other documents written by company and union lawyers, which are largely designed to conceal their meaning from workers. In an anti-democratic move, UAW President Shawn Fain ordered the shutdown of the strikes at 3 Ford plants on Wednesday before workers had seen, let alone voted on the contract. On Saturday, the UAW similarly announced a historic agreement with Stellantis, ordering striking workers at the company's plants and parts centers to end their pickets and prepare to return to work. Board workers was organized now to defeat this conspiracy. They should demand a full week to circulate and discuss the contract, exchange information with each other and with workers at GM, Stellantis, Mack Trucks, General Dynamics, and other companies, and campaign for its rejection. At the same time, rank and file committees of trusted workers should be elected to oversee the ratification process to prevent any vote rigging by the bureaucracy, which is determined to ram this sellout through. Well, today, UAW President Sean Payne and President Biden were out with the strikers, saying that the strike has ended, and Biden was right there making it official, apparently, or unofficial, really, because it's just a tentative agreement on all these sides. And the rank and file of the union, they won't even let them see the contract. So the union people, the workers, are getting screwed again, as they normally do. And the UAW president and President Biden seem to be working alone with the billionaires that own these big car companies. So, surprise, surprise, right? All right, what do you think about that? Tamala, you want to go first on this one?
You know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, they laid off 5,000 people. And their excuse was, oh, you went on strike, so we can't afford anybody. You a lie, because you charge an arm and a leg for one car. For one car, you do. And then you overcharge. You'll say, well, the car is worth, you go on a lot, the car is probably worth 9,000, but you actually charging people 3 times that once they get that loan. And don't let them be late. Oh my goodness, don't you? They better not be late. So you're sitting over there with your greedy self, going on vacation, eating steaks and whatever you eating, and you don't care. It's all about you and your pockets. You don't care about the people who are actually standing all day and their back is hurting, their feet hurt, their fingers hurt, everything hurt. Because they standing there all day trying to fix these cars and work on these cars. And all they asked was for a raise. And so you let some of them go, knowing that the economy is already kind of crazy, and you let them go. That's a smack in the face, because they already said we struggling. Then you smack them in the face and say, I don't care if you're struggling. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about your family. I don't care nothing about you. And you can kick this and kick that for all I care. I mean, they is cold with it and acting like, well, you know, if you want to keep on striking, more money in my pocket. So they have a little nasty attitude, but they will be upset if everybody stopped buying cars.
Yeah. All right. Lamar?
I just think it's interesting. How do you go ahead and vote for something that you haven't read? But then, you know, a lot of people are sheep. I also find it funny how this reporter calls it the World Socialist Web. You know, I wonder the views of this reporter. But I do agree that the people should be able to read the contract. And 900 pages is very thick of a contract. What are the details of the contract, and does it really need to be 900 pages? There should be a little booklet to highlight the issues. To highlight what the contract's about, and then to say that you have to basically sign the contract, in a few days, I think this is being rushed. And if it's being rushed, then it's not a good deal for the workers. It's not a good deal for the workers. And that's not a good deal for Biden to rush a contract like this.
Mhm.
He needs to figure out how to be a better politician if he's going to stand with the workers.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Angela, what you
Yeah, I kind of
think?
agree with you. But didn't he say tentative? Did you say
Yeah.
it was tentative or was it
Yeah.
okay?
It's
So
tentative
that's the key thing. Tentative. They say tentative because it ain't in stone yet. So
Right.
they liable to flip flop and go any other type of way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And with all them pages, I wouldn't be surprised if they ain't got something in the mix anyway. And then they want you to rush and sign it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always something. They always got something in the fine print, and then they got something between that line. It's always something.
And it's always
Can't
put
trust them
together
as
by
far as you
lawyers.
see.
Only lawyers can understand what it really says, of course. It's the big corporations.
Oh, they got to have their legal jargon.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But yeah, that's
Anything
all
else
I
on
gotta
that?
say.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's next. International House of Prayer founder Mike Bickle accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women. And I had never heard of this organization. International House of Prayer, Kansas City founder Mike Bickle has agreed to step away from public ministry as he is investigated for serious allegations, including sexual immorality, that have been made against him by multiple women. Leaders of the Charismatic Evangelical Christian Movement and Missions Organization based in Kansas City, Missouri, made the revelations of the allegations Sunday at the 11 a.m. service of the ministry's local church Expression Forerunner Church, where Isaac and Morgan Bennett serve as lead pastors. We are asking for patience as we work through this complex and very difficult situation. Secondly, we ask that our spiritual family refrain from using prophetic spiritual language that can be interpreted as dismissive of the pain of the traumatized. Well, this is definitely an embarrassing moment for this church. I can see where they take this seriously. What I'm not too sure about is this last paragraph. We are asking for patience as we work through this complex and very difficult situation. I understand that part. But then the next sentence, it says, we ask that our spiritual family refrain from using prophetic spiritual language that can be interpreted as dismissive of the pain of the traumatized. I'm not sure I know what that means. Maybe they don't want people to say, well, God's going to take care of it or something. I don't know. What does all that mean? Why don't we let the apostles speak on that one first? So, Tamara, go ahead and what do you think about that?
Ooh-wee.
Basically, they don't want you to judge them. You know how they said, "Don't judge me." That's basically what they're saying. Don't judge us. Don't say anything about us. Don't put us down. just pray for us. No, you knew this was going on. And you know, sometimes I wonder about some women too, because there are multiple women. And sometimes some women, if they find out that a particular guy is sleeping with the women in the church, they'll actually go to that church to sleep with him and then say, I'm a victim. So you have to understand what is the motive for both people, because there's a reason why it was more than one woman. What does this man look like? I didn't even look him up. I don't even know what he looked like. But the sad part is, a lot of people get mad at me when I say this, but it's the truth anyhow. Everybody was not sent by God to lead people. Some people just went, and the ones who went, I call them pimps. And a lot of people get mad when I call them pimps, but that's what they are. They pimps, because what they trying to do, they're trying to pimp the people out, take their money, mistreat them, do them any kind of way, say anything, and they're not there for people to get them saved. They're not there to help the people to have a beautiful life. They're just there to misuse and hurt and oh, I'm in authority and I'm just going to do whatever I want to you. I can say what I want to you and do you any kind of way. And it's horrible, because a lot of people, they're not on the Lord's side. They're not there for those people. They're there to satisfy their flesh and to do whatever they want with their flesh. And I don't know how long he's been sleeping with women, but I remember as a child, there was a person, well, it was a whole bunch of pastors here in Cincinnati, Ohio, that slept with half of their congregation and had children by them. So most of everybody in the congregation was brothers and sisters. I'm like, this is a hot mess. So I just wonder, because sometimes people, they go to certain areas knowing, oh, I can sleep with so-and-so. And then if I get caught, I'm going to say I'm a victim. So, you know, some people were victims and some of them, I don't know. But basically, they're just saying, at this appointed time, please do not say that God's going to get us or do something to us. Well, y'all all going to be in trouble, because half of you knew. Usually when something's going on, half of the congregation knows. They just want to be quiet about it.
Yeah. It's sad. All righty, Angela, what do you think?
It's definitely sad. It's sad, and it's happening all over the place. And some people get in these positions, and they use these positions to manipulate, just like she say, manipulate people. You know, you got people that be going through stuff, and they manipulate. And I wonder, is this the same house of prayer that was connected to the abusing of children? Because they had a case in Atlanta, it was in Atlanta, where they were abusing the children. And they were, I don't know if they were International House of Prayer, but they were some kind of house of prayer. And this was been about, I want to say about 10 years ago. There was a big old thing all over the news. And they was taking kids out from amongst them. And they was finding out, just like you say, the children got children by different leaders within that organization. So that's what they do.
That sounds like a
It's
cult.
sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah. Well,
And then they want to tell you don't use no prophetic spiritual language. Speak them demons up out their butt.
there you go.
Speak them
There you
spirits up out them, because that's what it is. A spirit took over their butt, need to be cast down and ran back to the pits of hell.
There you go. I guess that's probably something you can't say there. Oh, well. What do you think, Lamar?
Well, I'm going to leave my comments to the apostle. I agree with what she said. I'm an MK, and I just agree with what the words she used. Those are my words.
All right. Okay. Anything else on that one before we move on? Okay. How AI brought John Lennon back to life for the last Beatles song. Now, I like this article. I was I was a Beatles fan, when I think it's great that they're able to do this. The Beatles are set to release their last single, Now and Then, has been edited together from a recording of the late John Lennon playing piano and singing at his home in New York in 1979. These have been combined with guitar tracks from the late George Harrison, recorded in 1995 when efforts were made to finish the song. The Never was reportedly called off due to poor sound quality, which AI has now been able to solve. Finally, new recordings made earlier this year from Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr were added. The single will be released at 2 p.m. GMT on 2nd of November and will bookend the band's career by also including Love Me Do, the first ever single by the Beatles, as a B-side. McCartney has teased the existence of the song in interviews for months and said in a statement, "There it was, John's voice, crystal clear. It's quite emotional. And we all play on it. It's a genuine Beatles recording." That's pretty cool. That's one of the good uses of AI. Everybody's scared of it and thinking about how it can be misused for evil purposes. But this is a good example of something good that can come from it. So I was kind of excited about this one. Who wants to jump on that one first?
Yeah, those are the good things. Those are the good things that can happen with AI. I like things like that. If people use it the right way, it can be
Yeah.
good. I mean, it really could be good because it will give a lot of these artists and different people that may have wanted to work with somebody from the past get an opportunity to work with their favorite person that may not be here no more from archive music and stuff. They can bring it back to life. That's
Yeah.
one of the positive things I say about the AI. The fact that a lot of people think that they're going to take a lot of jobs, but I don't know. That's one of the positive things. I happen to use it sometime when I'm posting on social media. It's good for for cranking out that content when you sit here and you can't crank out them, them thousands of words that you need to crank out to keep your content going on social media for those content creators. So yeah, I kind of I'm into AI a little bit when it's
Yeah.
used the right way.
Yeah, me too. I like to use it. It can write an essay of 500 words in about 2 seconds. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think, Lamar?
Well, I was thinking, is the mic on?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking initially that Paul McCartney this is bittersweet for him. He gets to put out a song that John Lennon is not really involved with, and he's not really thrilled because the Michael Jackson estate is rolling in the dough. The other part of that is this makes it possible for the record companies to get a whole new windfall after the artists are dead. Now that the AI system is now working, you can pump out a whole new series of music that the artists are no longer part of. And the reason I say Michael Jackson estate, because the Michael Jackson bought the rights to all of the Beatles songs. So and Paul McCartney and Michael split because of that action. But I really like John Lennon. I like Paul McCartney, and this is a nice segue. This is a nice segue to the Beatles.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think, Tamala?
My mind's going everywhere about this. It's going everywhere. I like when Michael Jackson did the Man in the Mirror, and he did the different facial things, and I thought that was so neat because when it came to his videos, his music videos, he would always do something different from everybody. And so, like Lamar said, that he had owned a lot of music catalogs, but what got me was what aggravates me is when he was alive and then when he like close to his death, they say he was broke. Like, how is you broke and you own a lot of music catalogs? I just I couldn't comprehend that at all. But I understand what Lamar was saying, and I also understand that when it comes to AI, um, you can do things like they did with like Natalie Cole when she sung the song with her dad. She couldn't, he was no longer there, but she had a hologram of him and she sung a song with him and she brought that song back. And so I think somebody in the Super Bowl did that. I think they did, had Prince up there or something. I don't know. But it's good and bad. It depends who looks at it and who desires it. But if it can help out, I need to figure out how to use it so I can get my music out. That's what I need to do. I need to figure out how to use it so I can get the track and stuff. Cause I'm up there waiting for everybody else to help. I say, you know what? I'm gonna take time out and sit down and figure out how to do this so I can get this music out. So AI, here I come. Hook a sister up. That's where I'm at.
All right. Did I miss anybody on that? Anybody got anything else on that? All righty. Well, that's all the topics we got for tonight, folks. We've covered all of it. So now we can talk about Angela's purple hair or something. I don't know. Which it looks good, Angela. I like purple hair. I wish I had some.
Favorite color?
Okay.
It's purple. Also, I am a 9-year survivor of domestic violence. I was shot point blank range with a sawed-off shotgun. So I truly celebrate domestic violence to try to bring awareness. So I decided to put my purple on as October went out. Because even though the month is ending that we celebrate, domestic violence happens every 4 seconds. Someone is abused. So I'm going to be wearing my purple hair in November.
All right.
As we give thanks. So
So while you're talking, go ahead and tell us what else you got going on. We'll go ahead and get into that.
So no, I keep something going on. I am the person with have my hands in everything. But right now I am currently working on this book behind me. 40 poets. We're going to be dropping December the 31st. And it is to bring awareness to Black mental health. We are using our words to speak around the globe. And of course, I am looking for a host to come on over to the Crew Podcast and join us for season 2. We are looking for 6 to 7 more hosts to join our family of hosts. I just want to be the change that I desire to see in this world and want to help push those that may think that they don't have a voice to find their voice and to utilize their voice to be the change. I do a lot. Free Texas Campaign co-founder. I believe in exposing the corruption that is going on in Texas. And that's what I'm doing. Just trying to be a voice, just trying to be that person to make a difference. So,
All right.
anybody want to support any of the things that I do, you can, of course, follow me over on the link tree, Queen of Collaborations. You can find out all the things that I'm doing, events that I have coming up. You can check out one of my 71 books now because I don't drop 2 books since the last time we talked. Yes. So yeah, go check me out.
All right. And I was honored to be on the Crew podcast the other night. I enjoyed that. All righty. Pamela, what you
And
got
you're
going
welcome
on?
to come back anytime.
uh, what I got going on, I have a outreach ministry called Come Home, Stop Talking About It. And a lot of people said, why did you choose that topic? Why did you choose that to be your ministry name? It's because a lot of people leave the church, they leave God, they leave anything. If you say God, they run. And I chose that because sometimes people need to know that when people hurt you or do things to you or something has happened to you, God was not the one who did that to you. It was the person. And we have to put the blame where the blame belongs. And so I try to encourage people that when God put you on this earth, he didn't put you on this earth to hurt you. And sometimes we walk away from something's good because something bad has happened to us. So that's why it's called Come Home, Stop Talking About It. On there, we talk about everything. Because I remember growing up, when you was in church, you couldn't talk about this and you couldn't say this. And I talk about everything. I talk about how people take their lives. I talk about um, domestic violence. I talk about everything because we need to talk about what goes on in people's everyday life so they know how to live, so they know how to survive. Because a lot of churches and organizations, they don't teach you that. They just say, read the Bible and keep it and be quiet and keep living. What? I need to know when I walk out this door how to live, how to handle my situation, how to talk to that person. And you need to show me. So that's what we do. We talk about that on the podcast. Um, it's an outreach ministry, so we just try to help people the best way we can. I'm also an author. I have books for adults. I have books for children. I have Bible books out. If you just type my first and last name, you will find my books on different platforms. I have one single out. It's called When I Was Nothing, God Loves Me. And I do have 20 other songs. Every song is already copyright, but it just need a track. So I'm glad that AI is helping music. So I'm going to look into that to get all the rest of these songs out. If there's anybody out there who knows how to do that, help a sister out. But I do want to say my heart go out to the bereaved family this weekend because there was mass shootings everywhere throughout the United States. I don't know why people thought it was okay, but they did. So this weekend, my heart goes out to all those who have suffered loss this weekend. I'm praying for you, and I'm praying that your family comes together and love on each other because this is the time to come together, not to argue and fuss, but this is the time to, support one another. Thank you, Steve, for allowing me to be here tonight.
All right. Be here. All right, Lamar, what you got going on?
Thank you, Steve. My name is Lamar Callahan. I am the founder of tutorsforyou.org. We specialize in providing live online tutoring for children and parents, or children and adults, for $5 an hour per session. We have classes ranging from accounting to yoga, from preschool to college prep. The The backbone of our service are our tutors, which are experienced teachers. So we're not charging the same rates as a private school, such as $30 to $300. No, with us, if you can afford a cup of coffee, you can afford our service. We have well over 100 classes. We operate worldwide, and we're here for you. So, only thing you have to do is come to Tutors for You, TUTORSFORYOU.org, or call us at 1-813-743-3273. Operator standing by. Have a blessed day and happy Halloween.
All right, thanks, Lamar. And I am Steve Holder. I'm your host, and I'm also an author, and I'm starting to research a new book that I'm excited about. It's going to be a murder mystery. And I'm just now starting to research on it, so it'll be a while, quite a while. But I'm excited about it. So happy Halloween to everybody. I hope you all have a safe night. And if you got people begging for candy, give them candy, for goodness sake. Send me some candy. All right. Thanks to everybody for being here. You know, I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. So have a good night. Have a good weekend. Hope to see you next Sunday. And all you people that have joined in watching the night crew, we're always glad you're here. So tell everybody you know, and some people you don't know, to drop in to the night crew. Good night. God bless. Have a great week. Bye-bye.